at CarolJo's.com. It is an online jewelry and accessory business for women. I do more than just make jewelry and sell it. I actually don't really sell much of the jewelry here on the social medias. I do that completely on the website mostly. So if you want to see it, if you're on TikTok, you just go to that CJS logo at the top, CJS logo at the bottom. You will get to my profile. You touch the description of the profile, you will see two things down below. Touch the one that is not lemonade. A list will come up. The second one in that list is takes you over and you can look at what I have available. In YouTube, I will post a link in the description of the website. So that is the jewelry side. We do more than the jewelry. I do chat times, which we will have a chat time on YouTube and Instagram later tonight at 8 p.m. Central. And we will also have one later in the week on TikTok and YouTube. We also do bead sales. We have all kinds of different sales going on this week. This one is a full week of sales. I want to announce something that I'm going to be doing. So if you guys, I want to announce it after we got more people on. So if you are on TikTok, can you hit that share and can you do the likes? And that way we can get it out to more people. And so then I can tell you what the exciting news is on a sale. But we will have, I think I have 4 different types of sales this week. They're all going to be on TikTok. And then today is tutorial day. This afternoon, we are going to do what I call stretchy bracelets, but we're also going to add in how to use the same bead to make multiple kinds of the same bracelet, just changing the pattern a little bit. And then you can make it a stack. You can wear it with other bracelets. You can wear one of them alone, that type of thing. So that is what we are going to be doing today. I am going to bring up my backup account on TikTok so I can see those comments. I do not have a backup account on YouTube, so when we go down, I won't see your comments. So I must apologize if I don't reply. It's not that I'm trying to ignore you. It's just that I can't see them. So I need to bring up my backup account and get that going. And all right. And if you are new to me and you like what you see on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. And on TikTok, go ahead and do the follow up there by the CarolJo's LLC at the top there. All right. Who is ready? I am ready. I apologize. I was a few minutes late getting on too, because hi, Lucky Charm. I was trying to find things to do the live, and then I had a light bulb go out. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate that. And I need to change it. So it might be a little bit darker than normal because the light that's behind the camera, not my ring lights, but the physical light, it burnt out. And we just replaced it last week. Hello, Patton. How are you doing? So what we're going to do, I have one stretchy bracelet on. I'm wearing a different types of stacks today. We have on what I call the connector one, where you take a connector and the faux suede to make a bracelet. This is my stretchy, and then this is a wire bracelet. So you can use any type of techniques to make a stack if you like. But a stretchy bracelet, I'm just going to show you both here, is just that. It's a bracelet that is on stretch cord. Stretch cord can be made by different companies. And hello, Rainbow. It has different diameters to it. So the one that I use a lot, I buy it in bulk. I buy a big, huge thing of it. When you can buy it in some of the big box stores and that type of thing, it does not come. This one has 1,000 meters on it. Most people don't use 1,000 meters, but because of my business, I do buy it in bulk. So, but this one is a 0.8 millimeter for the diameter of that stretch cord. And it's just the clear. You can get stretch cord in color. I prefer to use this style of stretch cord. It's also called Stretch Magic, is one of the brands that you can find here in the US for it. I just prefer to use this over the elastic types of cords. If you prefer elastic, you can use it. With elastic, more times than not, you are going to need like a needle to thread it through, because if you try to thread it through, elastic is sometimes will fray. Hi, Aubrey. How are you doing today? And because of that, I just don't like using it, and that's a personal preference. It really truly is a personal preference if you want to use the stretch cord or if you want to use the elastic cord. What I also use is a ruler to just go ahead and measure out how much I want. So usually, like, if I'm going to make a 7 to 8 inch bracelet, I will use anywhere's around between 10 and 12 inches of cord. As I have like progressed in learning how to do jewelry over the years, I have decreased the amount because I don't need as much at the ends to tie my knots. But what I will recommend is if you are brand new to doing the stretch cord or any of the ties, go a little bit longer. Go with the 12 to 13 inches. It is going good today. So I just measure it out and cut it off. So that is some of the things that I use. I also just have a pair of scissors to cut that with. I have a bead mat to do, and this one got a little stain on it. This side isn't stained, so that's the side we're gonna show. I flipped it up the wrong way. But we're gonna use the bead mat to put out and lay out our design. You can use different styles of the bead boards, like these two, if you choose to. I just don't use one, and that is my own preference of it. When I first started out, I used the bead boards to lay it out every time to be able to see it. So it really becomes down to a personal preference of what you like. Once I've got I repeat because I am a very symmetrical person. And so I just repeat the pattern. And once I know my pattern, I just do that. So that's why I don't use a beadboard anymore, and I've gotten to that. But you have to understand, I also have been creating jewelry. In May, it will be 20 years. So it's something that I've done for a while, and I've changed my techniques. Yes, I saw your email, Rainbow, and when I went to look for them, the suppliers I use do not have them in a 15 millimeter size bead. So Rainbow is asking about the bead boards for like silicone beads and laying them out for like the wristlets and the keychains. I did find one on on a website, and I was going to send you that link, but I was on my phone and I couldn't do it in the app to get you the link. So I have to go to the computer and do it. So that will be this afternoon that I'll do that for you, okay? So yeah, I was trying to find one, but I'm wondering because of the item number, I was going to take the item number. I want to do one more step before I send it to you and take that item number and go put it into one of my suppliers because it looks like a number from my supplier. If it is, then I'll order it from my supplier and get it for you. But if it's not, I'll send you the link. But I'll reply to your email, okay? I've been looking for you. I was in the car while we were out doing Girl Scout cookie deliveries, looking that up for you, and I just don't have a 100% answer yet. So yes. And so what Rainbow just emailed me and asked me a question about something I could get because we do the sales. You guys can ask for things. I will spend the time sourcing it out and see if I can get it for you at a cost that's lower than what you would be able to pay if you were to go someplace else. If it's going to be higher than that, I won't. I'll let you know and just say it's here. If it's the same price or lower, then I will. And the one thing we've talked about it on all of the social medias that if it's really close to what I can get it from another place, they said to go ahead and do it. So that's what I make my decisions when I source things. So, all right, I am also going to need because I glue my bracelets. That once again is another personal preference. If you just want to tie it. And I had to get a new bottle today. It is the Hypo Cement Glue, GS Hypo Cement Glue. This is what the box looks like when you buy it in the store. And then this is what the tube looks like when it's brand new. So I'll put that up close so you guys can see that. So it's just the Hypo Cement Glue is what I call it. It is, once again, a personal preference if you like to glue your bracelets. Another thing that is a personal preference is if you hide the knots. If you look at my bracelets, I don't hide the knots. And that is my personal preference. because I don't like to take and pull on it and push it in right away. You can not hide them if you want, or you can hide them in a bead. If you're going to hide them in a bead, you need to have a hole in the bead that is going to be bigger than your knot size. Because also the other thing that I found out is if you hide them, because you stretch to get them on and off, that knot moves. So, so to me, it just doesn't make sense to spend the time hiding it. That is my opinion. It may not be yours, and that is okay. I will let you know. But I'm going to point you down so that you can see what we're going to do. I did go ahead and this last week, we had these yellow beads up for sale. I have 2 strands left. And when you're making about 3 bracelets, sometimes you can get it done with just 1 strand. Sometimes it takes 2. So I just grabbed them and thought I'm going to use this yellow because it's a great sunny color for spring and summer. And where we're going to in our times. And so I thought I'd grab it and show you how to make something with it. But it's my last 2. So if you like it, I'd have to order more. Hi, Luke. I am going to put you guys down. And if you have questions as we're going, you can ask. Just remember, while we're down, I might not be able to answer them. Happy Monday to you too. And part of the reason why I was a little bit later is that I was trying to adjust the camera for my TikTok so that it wasn't in the comments. So let me know on your side and your device. Did we get it out of the comments now? All right. I'm just going to take the yellow beads off of this 1 strand. We have a 2nd strand in case we need it. But we're going to see if we can get 3 bracelets out of this one. And maybe we can get it. There we go. It's coming now. I usually use them out of my containers. You guys don't usually see me trying to get them off of a strand like this. Behind me is my personal collection of beads that we use when we do tutorials. All right, there is 1 strand of those beads. Now, when I make a stack of 3 bracelets with the same bead, I do not make all 3 the same. I sometimes will do the center one as one pattern and the 2 outer ones as different patterns, or all 3 will be different. It is your preference in how you do it. When you're making a stack, you do not make them all the same size. The reason being, I'm going to use this wrist. If you can tell, your wrist gets bigger as it goes up. So this one's going to be your smaller one. This is a little bigger, and that one's a little bigger. So you want to make them 3 different sizes. And to help with sizing, I actually use, I'm going to grab it because I forgot to grab it here, an easy bracelet sizer. So there it is. It's easy bracelet is what it's called. It's just a cone. And this is where you can set them on there to see where they're at in size. So we'll be using that as we go through. I'm also going to use some spacer beads. And when I do spacer beads, I just sometimes just use a silver plated bead. That one is a 3mm. With these being, I think these are 6x5s. Yep, 6x5s. I'm probably not going to use a 4mm spacer bead on those. And then, and you can use different metal spacers. I just like the round spacers. Then I will probably grab some clear to add in as a filler in there. And what I mean by filler is just to break it up so that we can have different patterns. And I was also thinking we might be able to bring in and incorporate another color, but I'm not sure if I want anything more than the yellow and a clear. So let me grab some clear beads that we could possibly use. And this is where you can make it different by having 3 different clear beads in there. So here we have some clear ABs that are faceted. Let's see what else ones we got here. Oh, I don't want those. we could actually go with an 8mm size clear and make it the main bead, and then the smaller bead. And let me see what else I have. That's another round. I don't want another round, I don't think. I might go with this one over that one because these are ABs. Both of these are going to be ABs. So I'm going to try to find one more AB bead in a different shape in clear. Here we go. We have a small. Okay. All right. So I'm using all clear ABs. Let's see. So we have 4 by 3 millimeter rondelles that are clear AB. We have a 6mm round. And then we also have an 8mm rondelle. So it'll be an 8 by 6. So we're just going to do different sizes of that. I am going to cut off first a piece of my stretch cord between 12 and 13 inches. I also use a bead stopper on the end of my bracelets. All you do is you take the two, pull apart, and then put that in there. Question for everybody: does anybody need bead stoppers? I can see if I can get some more. I had them once, but I don't know if anybody needs them. So put it in the chat if you're someone that needs a bead stopper. And then I just start creating a pattern. I don't lay out my patterns anymore. I just start creating on the string. Look at it after I've created 2, and then I go back and decide, what do I want to do? What do I want to change or anything like that? My elastic cord, Pauline, is 0.8 in the diameter. And you don't have to have the same pattern for your beads for all of them. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take 3 of the yellow rondelles with a spacer bead that's 3 millimeters in between. You're welcome. And then put a clear in between. With the same size, that's a 6 by 5 millimeter clear. And I'm going to show you here that pattern up close after I get this next 3 on, okay? You can do whatever patterns you want. I'm just showing you how we can make stretchy bracelets, make it a stack using different size beads with the same colors. Whoops, I put 2 silver together and I don't want that. I forgot the yellow in between. All right, I'm going to show it to you now. So that is what I'm thinking for the first pattern, where we're using all the same size beads. So I'll just finish off this bracelet. And once we get to 10,000 likes and 10K on the likes, 10,000, yes, and 10 shares, I will do a giveaway of jewelry. We still haven't had time to make bead soup with buttercup. We are winding down the Girl Scout cookie sales. We only have 2 weeks left, and we really personally only have 28 boxes left. So we are not going to get any more. we're a month into it. We're at the time where we're like, we've had enough. And I did 2 silvers in a row again. Oh boy. Thank you, Mina Rocks, for the heart me. I appreciate that. There we go. We'll get this the right way now. I'm going to measure where we are at with 3 of the pattern. And we are at 3 3/4. So if we continue that pattern to get another 3, we should be about 7.5 inches for the bracelet. So do you wear stacks when you wear bracelets? I just have to ask. Are you a stack person or a single bracelet person? Put it in the comments which way you go when you wear bracelets. Ah, Shelly does 3 or 4 stacks. Wow. I usually do 3 or 5. My number for bracelets is 1, 3, or 5. I'm just an odd number for wearing jewelry, and when I create jewelry, when I do evens, it just doesn't look like it for me. Yep, and it is about what mood you're in, where, you know, like for me, if I'm going to be sitting at a computer all day, the type of bracelets I'm going to select are different than if I'm just going out and not being on the computer. The reason being is being on the computer, I can't have chunky bracelets on, like the cha-cha bracelets that we create. I can't wear those when I'm sitting at a computer because they hurt my wrist because they press in there so much. But if I'm going out or doing a tutorial, you know, like here, I would wear them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm going to show you something here. When I put this last bead on, this will make it so that I have a total of 6. I'm going to see how long this is. Yep, it's the bead size too, and it is 7 inches. Now, one thing I'm going to say is about a 7-inch bracelet, we are using 6 millimeters. If we come around here where they are going to touch, hold on, I'm trying to get them so they touch. There they go. If you notice, it's going to be 6.5 inches because the inner diameter of the beads takes away from it the length of when you flat measure. So if you have a small wrist like mine, I could get by with a 6.5. Not most people have that small of a wrist. So I am going to continue to add on another one of the designs and put 7 on there. That's what I like about my little easy bead cone, is that it helps me know what sizes do I need to make things at and not make things too small for people. Because of not using, and even if you use a bead board, the inner diameter, if you're using the flat one, like this one here, you're going to lose the inner diameter from what you have as your size, just to let you know. If you use one like this, because it's sitting up against here, the beads are going to move out with the bigger, and you're going to get that inner diameter. So depending on the bead board you're using will also make a difference. So things to think about with what you are using for your tools. Let's get one more. All right. Now let's see where this one is at when it comes together. All right. He is going to be about 7.5 inches now with that extra one. I'm okay with that. Yep, okay. So, one thing I'm going to show you here. If you notice, I did one of the yellow and I have a silver spacer bead on this side. And on this side, I have two, but I don't have a spacer bead at the end. Reason being is when you tie this together, you will get your pattern completed. So that's why. And then you're also not putting the knot at the beginning or the, at the, in the middle of the pattern where your eye might go to. In the middle of the beads, like here, your eye's not going to go there and look for that knot. So now to tie it, this is my left hand and this is my right hand. So I take the stretchy of the left and put it over the top of the right and make an X. Then I take that tail that's now on the right side, bring it around that piece of cord, and bring your circle close together. It does not have to be extremely tight at this point, but bring it together. Now you're going to take what's in your right hand and make an X, you see, over the left side. And you're going to bring the left side into that circle. And then at this point, you pull it together. And in my head, I always say tight, tight, tight. You're pulling on this tight. And that brought everything together. Now, I'm going to check and make sure that my knot is tight enough. I grab a hold of the beads that are on the left and the right side. And I pull on it and see if I can get it to open. And it's not. So we're good. What I do with all of mine is that I glue once at the end because there's a little stick in here that's hard to get in and out. So I don't glue each one individually. I glue all of them that I've done throughout the day all at once, just because of that little stick. And it helps save time so that you have more time if you're making jewelry to sell, that you have more time to spend on designing and getting things done. If you're just a hobby crafter, jewelry maker, you can do it at each one. Or if you don't like to glue, don't glue. The one thing I'm going to, when we talk about glue, I said at the beginning, I use hypo cement glue. The reason why I do not use why can I not think of it? Oh, super, or not super, is it super glue? It's that one that's really quick drying and it comes in a little bottle. I don't use that because that glue actually eats at your stretch cord and it will over time make this very, very insecure and break. This bracelet here, I'm going to take it off. I don't use B7000 either because to me it is really tacky for how little of a spot I'm trying to get in. You can use it if you would like. I just don't, I prefer not to. It is made for jewelry. B7000 is made for jewelry makers and that. So you can use it. I just prefer this because when I go to show you the tip of it, you get right in there. So this bracelet here that I have, it has been, I've had this bracelet. It's Swarovski crystals, everybody. I'm trying to find the knot. I tell you that it moves in my mind. I could never find it. There it is. Here is the knot. I have this, I used hypo cement glue on this one. This one is about 3 years out on my restringing. When I say I've had this bracelet for years, I've probably had this bracelet for 10 or more years. Yes, the stretch magic or the stretchy cord does stretch over time, and you will see where it will just be a little bit like spacing in between the beads. Just restring it. This has been about 3 years since my last restringing. I use the hypo cement glue to do it, and it stays. That's why I do it. And it is one of my most go-to bracelets that I wear. I haven't been wearing bracelets as much as I normally do when I go into the office because I'm going to go in the office lately. But I literally will wear this one when I was in the office all the time, probably 4 days a week. I actually have this one here, Pauline. You can get Stretch Magic if you like. And you can also add to one of your invoices this one. You just have to tell me you want the stretch cord and I'll put it in your basket. I can't remember. I'll go look it up and let you know. And that's what I did for this bracelet. When I restrung it, I used what I have here. Hold on. I will go to my website and I can tell you all the details to it. And it is your preference if you want that or not. Yep, I'm going to look that up. I got to spell stretch right, though. Doo-doo-doo. There it is. It is $2.50. And you get 10 meters. 10 meters for $2.50. And I just put it on a white, I just take it off of here, put it on a white reel, and send it out to you. All right. So that's the first bracelet. I'm just going to show y'all. I'm going to put it on here to see where exactly after we got it. We weren't too far off when we were trying to get it on there. You're welcome. So now I'm going to make a second bracelet. I'm going to get these off of my bead mat just because I don't want to accidentally grab those. And I'm going to cut another piece of the Stretch Magic or Stretch Cord. I don't have Stretch Magic. That's a brand name. I don't sell the bracelet sizer, Pauline, and the reason being is I cannot get them at a price point that you can get them. It's called, I'm going to show you here. It's called Easy Bracelet. Google it and you'll be able to find it. You can buy them on multiple places. You could buy it on Etsy. You can buy them on the Zon. You can buy it in different places. What I will say is don't do the one that's free where you can print it, because your printer paper can move and you're not on the accurate size of this. I've had this for many, 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 many years. I was in my old house when we got this. I've lived in this house for 8 years, so it's over 8 years old. Yep, Rainbow, I will write you down. You just get it flat in the mail, and then you put, there is a adhesive here that you put these and line it up. The directions are on here how to do it too. But then I went in and put tape on it just to secure it more. And I put tape on the inside, on the top, and then I went up through the bottom and put tape in through there, and I taped it all the way down. And it has lasted me years. All right, I am going to grab the notebook here and I'll write you down, Rainbow. Just give me a second here. All right. Now we're going to do our second one. The second one, I'm still going to use that same yellow bead. And then I have a round, a clear faceted round 6 millimeter. And you could do this in a different way where you could do yellow and then the spacer bead and then the clear every other one. You could do some without spaces in between the beads with the spacer bead. You could do whatever you want and just create a different pattern. And I'm going to look at this. All right, Teresa, I'll put you down also. Yep, Debbie, it is Easy Bracelet. Teresa T. Gotcha. going to put a yellow on just so I can show you the pattern a little bit better. You're welcome. So I'm just going to do a simple one. When I go down, it's hard to get it to focus sometimes. That's going to be my second bracelet using those yellow beads. So this is using a 6x5 millimeter faceted rondelle for the yellow. And then for our clear, it is a 6 millimeter faceted round in clear AB. Oh, that would be cool. I like that in the rainbow. Yep. And so you literally can make any patterns you want. What I'm trying, the one thing that anybody who's new, you'll hear me say over and over again, I'm trying to teach different techniques that you can use for making your jewelry, and then giving some different ideas to spark your creativity so that you don't, you don't have to copy what I am doing, but you can make it your own. And that's what I love to see. People do tag me in things that they create, and then you can see a different way of doing it, a different style, just by something that, they saw something I was teaching, and then they can do something for themselves. And I seriously think it is so cool. And we don't have music today because we're on 2 different platforms. YouTube does not like copyrighted music, and I still cannot get Miss A working. I do not know what happened on that tablet to get her to stop working. Doo-doo-doo. I got to measure where I'm at. I know I need more. I just don't know how much more. Okay. We're at 5.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably about 6 more of the pattern. Whoops, I need yellow now. And you don't have to do just 2 colors. You could do like Rainbow's talking about. She does the rainbows. You can use whatever color. Sometimes I will use 3 colors and create some sort of a pattern, and I'll change up, and I will use like cubes, rondelles, squares, or cubes or squares, duh. Circles, bicones. You can change it all up with different sizes and different colors. See where we're at. We are at 7.5, just about. That means it's going to be about a 7-inch bracelet. So, I'm sticking my tongue out thinking, sorry. I think I'm going to do a couple more. I don't want it to be the same length as the other one so that it can be either above or below when you stack them. Go in there. There we go. Let's see where we're at on this. When I bring this completely around, he is going to fall just a little bit, possibly below the other one. So I'm trying to decide, do I want one more? I think I do. Oh, there you go. And if you're someone that makes jewelry to sell, you can make all different sizes because there are so many different sizes of wrists. Don't stick with one size when you do it. I don't do the nail polish. I've never tried it to see if it would deteriorate the cord or not. Does it stay very well for you then, Rainbow? All right, we're going to do the knot on this one. So there's our pattern. It's just the clear and the yellow, but this is the 6mm round with a 6x5mm rondelle in yellow. Left over right for your X. So there's your X. We're going to bring this tail around and through the hole, bringing it close together. Now we're going to do right over left, make that X again. This time bring it into the center of the circle there, and then pull tight. Okay, and I've never tried it. All right, I'm pulling on this and my knot is staying. So we got 2 down. I'm going to see where this one is at on the length. Whoa, he's big. He's the 8. So here we have these 2. So my next one may go in between, just so that they stack up. So I want to get into that 7 3/4. Do you understand? And yep, that's a square knot. Yep, it is a square knot. I just don't call them by the name. I just do the how to do it. Tracy, I hope you're okay with that. So yeah, so I want to go in between here. I'm just going to leave those on there so that we know where we want to be. This next time, once again, yep. And some people will do the surgeon knot on it, which the surgeon knot is where you go through twice into that hole. And I have a hard time getting it. Hi, Rue. How are you? I have a hard time getting them to stay. So that's why I don't do a surgeon knot on it and just do the square knots. All right, the last one we're going to do with the clear is we have the 8x6mm clear rondelle. And so what I'm going to do, so what it is that the way to think about it, you have your 2 sides, Teresa. The first time, the left goes over the top of the right, and then this one goes in through. He was actually your original left now. He's now going to go over, the right is going to go over the left. So your original one is the one that does it, but it goes to different hands because you crisscross them. Okay. Yep, you're welcome. I'll call you Debbie then. I just wait until you guys tell me I can call you what you would like if you have a different name, because some people don't want their first names out there. So I'm going to do the 6x5mm rondelle first with the spacer beads. This time I am actually thinking I'm going to do it a little bit different with that rondelle. That is the large clear, and just do 3 of them in a row without a spacer bead in between. And then add in a spacer bead. And then the yellow. I'm going to make a couple of this pattern and see if I like it. All right, so that's the pattern I'm thinking of. I'm gonna grab this. Up we go. I'm gonna put this in there, bring that up. Ooh, I do like that when you put it together because it breaks up all the yellow and it's not so much yellow. All right, I'm doing that. So that's why I was like thinking about that, is to help break up and not have a ton of yellow. What did I use at the beginning? My bead stopper? Is that what you're asking about? Paco Taco? This here is my bead stopper to make it so it's just a stopper here. It's a spring that you pull apart and then you put that in there, and then that's how your beads don't fall out. Oh, not a problem. You know, I have not taught this class, this style in a long time, and I never taught it with like doing a stack. So I wanted to, when I was thinking about this, you guys, I could not go to sleep last night. And I was thinking about what I wanted to teach this week. And 3 a.m. is when I decided this. I didn't have the colors picked out, but I'm like, this is what we're going to do. You're welcome. And literally anybody, if you guys need bead stoppers, can you put it in the chat so I know if I need to order some or not? Right now I do not have any on hand, but I don't know if I need to buy some for our bead sale day for part of our tools. So yes, I could not sleep last night. I was up till 3 a.m. and I wasn't going to post the bead schedule at 3 a.m. or the schedule for this week at 3 a.m. in case I typed something wrong. And then I forgot to do it until just about live. So I apologize getting it out right before the live. Whoops, I don't want that there. You go back, you come here. Okay, I can order some. Let me put that down. All right. Sometimes I will let you guys know when I order, it can take up to a month for me to get it because when I order from overseas, they take a while to get here. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you about this bracelet over the other ones, we want to get it in that middle section. But because we're using a larger diameter bead here, it's going to take up some of that inner diameter. So he will actually be longer than in length when we're measuring it on a ruler than the other ones because it has larger beads. Oop, I need one more silver. All right. Let me see if he... Hi, Maria. How are you doing? Let me see if we have enough beads. Nope, we need one more pattern to it. I love how that just breaks up and is not so much yellow. I know it sounds really weird, but I do like it. Don't know what you guys are going to think, but I'm going to do one more pattern. All right. See where we're at. All right. He will fit right in between there. Woohoo! All right, I'm going to tie this one. I take my bead stopper off. Once again, left over right. So I have it on top. And towards me, it is on top. For you guys looking at the camera, it looks like it's in the back, but it's really in top facing me. Pull that close together. Right over left. Put that through that center and then pull it tight. As always, for those of you on TikTok, I will have this saved out on YouTube. So if you need to rewatch, you sure can. Oh, I'm going to do it this way. Yep, just a second and I'll get it up there for you to do it. I'm going to put these all, whoops, on here so I can show you the stack together. And that's what it's going to look like. And then we're going to glue it. So we'll glue it next. Thank you, Angel, for the follow. Hypo cement glue. Let me know if you got it. I'm assuming you got it there. So that is the cement glue. I'm going to take these 3 off. Whoops. Come on off there, little dude. Thank you. Now, I'm going to get the beads off of my bead mat just so that I have room to do this and the beads aren't distracting. You're welcome, Rainbow. Whoop. There. I think I just put 3 of the one in the other one, but I will get those later. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate that, Maria. Thank you. All right. I don't have a container yet for the yellow. This is the Hypo Cement Glue's little thing. See that tip? It lets you get right into where you want to glue at. If you are a gluer, all you do is you take that tip and go right in there and just put a couple of drops. That's all it takes. This is a brand new bottle, so I got to get it going here. There we go. Just put a couple on. I lay it down. Do the next one. And then lay it down. And the next one. All right. Sometimes they'll get a little bit of glue outside the tip. I know this sounds weird. I just wipe it on my pants sometimes. But the thing is that you got to get this little stick inside that top part. This is why I say I glue once, because getting this in here, when you've had, especially after I've had the LASIK I had, is not easy anymore. I use my finger to help guide it. So that's why I use the Hypo Cement, is because you have that needle. I don't know. You guys can let me know, because I've never used B7000. I'm going to bring you guys up here. So can I get your opinions on the B7000? Do you get that same needle point with it? Yeah, I don't have any more glasses, but what my LASIK is that I have one, this eye is for distance and this eye is for up close. And okay, thank you. Okay, cool. Then that would work perfect then. I might have to look for it and try it. But when you're doing things that are out here, sometimes it is really difficult with my LASIK. The only other option is that I will have to get like readers where one doesn't have a prescription, but the other one does, so my eyes can focus on it. And I don't want a one-eyed reader. I know it sounds weird. They would put a clear glass in it, so it was like that. But that's why sometimes you will hear me talk about that. You do not, Daisy. Yes. So when I was talking earlier, this bracelet here, it's been 3 years since I restrung it, and it's held the knot the entire time. I got to find the knot again. It's right here. This is what it looks like when it's glued. And it holds the knot. And it's 3 years on this stringing. I've had this bracelet for many years. And so that it holds it. You know, because I've had it for so many years, I do have to restring after a few years. About usually every 3 years. But it's holding right now and I don't need to restring right now. That's what I will tell you. Stretchy bracelets aren't, you know, they do have to be replaced. It's just something that there is. Yep. So what I would say is just practice the knot. I use this, what the square knot is what it's actually called. And you're just doing the X over the X. That knot I have found works wonders for me. I have tried the surgeon's knot. It does not work for me. So each person has a different way of doing it. And literally, you can laugh when I'm pulling on it in my brain. I really literally say tight, tight, tight. And then that's when I stop and I'm pulling on it. Have I pulled it so hard that I broke the bracelet and had to restring it? Yes. But not very often, but that's literally how I, in my mind, know I've done it enough. And then I check it before I am done, to make sure it stayed before I put it down. Because when I go to the gluing stage, if I haven't checked it and it's starting to come undone, then I have to put the glue down and try to get the lid on it and retie it. So that's why I check it right away. If you glue your bracelets, I leave this on overnight is my preference. You can do it up to a half an hour. I got to do the puzzle piece here, so hold on. There we go. Um, the shortest I would say is a half an hour before you go in and cut off your little strings. I actually got a specific pair of scissors to go in to do that cutting. I bought this pair of Fiskars that has a little pointed end to get in there. Like a regular styled scissor doesn't have it. So I seriously went out and bought this specifically. That's what I use these for, is cutting my stretch cord and getting in there. You saw on mine, I'm going to bring it. Thank you, Melissa, for the follow. And anybody else who followed that I didn't say thanks while we were down, I'm sorry I can't see that on the backup account, but thank you. I'm trying to find it. Do you see how we got really close to the knot there? You barely have anything left. Don't cut the one that's your normal. Just cut those off. Thanks for the heart, me. And just leave a little bit, just a tiny bit. That's what you want to do, is you get, and using the pointed scissors gets you in there. My preference is actually the clear cord, but there are people here in our community that actually prefer the fibroelastic. It is truly a preference. Really 100%. Some people, even with this cord, I can string it without a needle. Some people need a needle. So you saw me today doing it without. I literally will hold the bead and I don't know how else to explain it, but I'm holding the cord in my fingers and I'm bringing the bead close to it and I'm using this to go through the bead. And that was how I was taught to sew. And I use that same technique here. And I just don't need to usually have a needle. Like I said, though, because of my LASIK, sometimes my eyes don't want to focus and I have to either bring it closer or further away than I'm used to. And so I've had LASIK for 2 years, and it is the type of LASIK that I've had is, it takes years for your eyes to focus the right way. So you will hear me going, "Hurt." The bead catcher, what are you talking about? The bead stopper or the bead mat, Jen? Here, I'm going to put you down and I'm going to show you. Are you talking about this mat here or this, the bead stopper or mat? The stopper. I actually have had my bead stoppers for numerous years. I used to work at a bead store. I live in South Dakota, close to Sioux Falls. And I used to work at a bead store that was in Sioux Falls. They have since closed. And when they closed, I bought a ton of these. I have an entire drawer that's my own. I don't sell those, but I do buy the bead stoppers and I have sold them before. I do sell beads. I sell the stretch cord. I have to order more of the bead stoppers and I'll get those in. I do not do hypo cement glue though. So what you do for the bead stoppers, you see how you have this, you guys are going to laugh. This is literally how we used to do it at the bead store. This is what they told us on how to do it when we were teaching. You take Mickey's ears, open them up, and then it opens up the wire. You push them together and it opens up the wire. And then you take your cord. Let me grab a cord here. I'm just going to grab this bracelet here. Hi, KJ. How are you? It's been a while. And then you just put that in there. And then that's your bead stopper. So you just push the two up here to open up that. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to grab my bead stopper drawer. I got to show you something. My niece found this the other day and she thought it was funny. You will know I will give you other ideas for different things. So like the bead mat, you can use a towel. We went on a trip and I will take a cookie sheet, a bead mat, beads, and do stuff on a trip. And I forgot my bead stopper. So we stopped at like a guy store, like it's called Runnings is what it's called. I don't know if you guys have Runnings in your area, but it's like a local type Menards type thing. And I bought this at Runnings. It has a little, it's not exactly the same thing, but I could open it up and I could put my wire in there and do it. And so it came in a package of 2 and it worked. So you don't always have to buy the latest, greatest, whatever. You can literally, see, I told you, I have a drawer. And Buttercup, we call my granddaughter Buttercup. She's got a whole bunch downstairs in her room. She's got to bring them back because I'm missing about 10 of them. She's making bracelets down there for her friends. And I'm like, can you bring my stuff back? But, you can find things that will work too in a pinch, just to let you know. So yeah, so I will give you ideas about all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, she cracks me up, Maria. And last night I said, honey, can I have my beads back? Because she's got all of my polymer clay beads, because that's what she's making is polymer clay heshies or slices with that. And she's making bracelets and putting different color combinations together. So she's very creative and I'm very proud of her. She's following in the Oma footsteps, but I'm like, can I have them back? Because we are actually going to do those polymer clay heshi slices again. We're going to do those on March 22nd, I think it is. Not this Saturday, the next one. So yes. Thank you everybody for all the follows. I just started being able to go on during the day here, and I will be on again tomorrow on TikTok at 2 o'clock, and we're going to be doing a basket sale. A basket sale is when someone has claimed their order but did not and pay for their invoice, and we're putting it back up for sale. So there's just going to be sometimes only 1 of or 2 of the items, but we're just going to grab it. I show you what it is. If you want it, you can claim it and it's yours then, and then it'll be added to your invoice. So yes. You have a great day too, Pauline. So tonight I will have chat time on Instagram at 8 p.m. It will be Instagram and YouTube. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock basket sale. Wednesday, noon. I can't remember what we're doing. I think it's at noon. Let me go look. I'm going to tell you guys the schedule because I did it at 3 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. All right, let's see. I'm trying to get there and my thing is being very slow. So I might not be able to tell you what Wednesday is. Oh yes, I can. 2 o'clock Wednesday, we're going to do silicone beads. I'm in the central time zone, Debbie. So those of you that have been messaging me about silicone beads, I will start bringing them back in an hour increment. Hi, Sparkle Shine Jewels. I'm not going to bring them back for an all day like we did before. And so we'll just take a few each time. And this week I could fit an hour in to bring those back. All right. And then Thursday we will have on chat time for YouTube and TikTok at 11. And then we're going to, that night at 8 p.m. Central, we are going to make the flower keychain. And that is where you're just making the circle flower on a keychain with the silicone beads. Friday night, oh geez, I put beach sale. It's really bead sale. I'm not selling a beach. I'm selling beads on 7 p.m. on Friday. And then Saturday, we're doing the charm sale at 10 a.m. So that's what we got. We have a lot of sales this week, which isn't my norm. I just trying to fit in some of those silicone ones. And so it may add some time into our schedule when we're doing that. I thought that was funny. Now that I look at it, I was trying to put that out there really quickly before the live. Don't be speedy. You make mistakes. So yes, so we will have lots of different things. And also rainbow, since you were here, I did find those. I have 50 of that one. Let me show it to you. Since you're here. I have 50 of the Tree of Life. Hey Val, how are you doing? I miss you. So if you want to let me know, Rainbow, how many of those you want, I'll set those aside for you since I ordered those for you. So that is what, yep, Teresa, I'll put you down for 4. I have more of the Tree of Life's coming, but this is the first one. Okay, I'll get you 10 then, Rainbow. All right. You're welcome. I'll get those added to your guys' baskets. All right, everybody. I'm going to head out. I am going to go work on doing housework. Yay me. I normally don't do it, but I thought since I don't have my full-time job, I probably should do more around the house. It was really good so far, Mandy, and it is just getting better. Tonight, we will be back on Instagram and YouTube for chat time, 8 p.m. Everybody have a great day, and we will see y'all later. Bye.